The soft beep of sliding glass doors opened into a world that didn't want him there. Marcus stepped into the luxury department store with nothing but a worn wallet, tired sneakers, and quiet dignity. His hoodie was clean, but that didn't stop the stares. He had just gotten off work at the local community center. All he wanted was to buy a new suit, a suit for the biggest job interview of his life. But before he could get past the cologne samples, he felt the weight of eyes on him, not just customers. Security. Marcus weaved through the men's section, studying tags, brushing fabrics. He tried to ignore the hulking man in the black polo shirt trailing behind him like a ghost. No words, just presence. Heavy, intentional. He moved to another rack. So did the guard. He smiled at a passing clerk. She clutched her tablet and looked away. He reached for a tie, an elegant one, navy blue silk, and saw it. A second guard now posted near the exit, eyes locked on him, walkie-talkie in hand. Marcus's fingers tightened around the fabric. He'd saved for months. This suit wasn't a luxury. It was his armor. He exhaled and made his way to the dressing room. But before he could enter, the guard blocked him. "Let me hold that." The man grunted, snatching the blazer and slacks from Marcus's hands. "I can manage," Marcus replied, voice calm but stern. The guard leaned in. "Store policy. We've had incidents." That word hung in the air like smoke. Inside the dressing room, Marcus stared at himself in the mirror. His reflection looked tired, but it also looked strong, determined. He adjusted the collar and imagined walking into that interview like a man who belonged. Outside, murmurs floated through the thin curtain. "Keep eyes on him." "Bet he's hiding tags." "Looks like a runner." He wasn't supposed to hear, but he did. Every word sliced deeper than the last. He walked out, straight to the register. The cashier, a young woman with trembling hands, scanned the items like they were dangerous. The total flashed on the screen. Marcus pulled out a neatly folded envelope. Cash. Clean, earned, honest. She hesitated, then whispered, "Hold on one moment." Seconds later, the manager approached, flanked by both guards. "We need to check your bag," the manager said. Marcus blinked. "I haven't even left the counter." "Standard check," she smiled, but there was nothing kind in it. He unzipped his backpack. It held a bottle of water, a resume folder, and an old photo of his mother. The guards looked disappointed. But then the walkie-talkie crackled. "Ma'am, you might want to check aisle 4. Something's off." The scene unfolded like slow-motion tragedy. A petite woman in designer heels, white upper class, walked briskly past the makeup counter. Her oversized bag bulged suspiciously. The clerk glanced, blinked, and watched her walk straight out of the store. No beep, no alarm. One of the guards cursed under his breath and ran to the security desk. The manager followed. Marcus stood in silence. 15 minutes later, the manager returned. Pale, wide-eyed. "Mr. Reynolds, I sincerely apologize." She handed him a gift card and tried to smile. "Please accept this for the misunderstanding." Marcus didn't take it. "I don't want your money," he said. "I wanted dignity. And a suit." The next day, Marcus walked into that job interview, wearing the very same suit. He sat across from a panel of executives, calm, grounded. But one face caught his eye, the store's regional director. Same woman from the dressing room cameras. Her name tag glistened. "You look familiar," she said, puzzled. "I should," Marcus replied. "Yesterday, I was followed in your store." Silence. "I've accepted a position as head of community engagement for your parent company. Effective next quarter." Her eyes widened. The irony landed like thunder. "I'll be overseeing inclusivity audits," Marcus added, folding his hands. "And the first store we'll be reviewing? Yours." The footage went viral. The store issued a public apology. And Marcus? He didn't want fame, but he did want change. He created a local nonprofit that trained young black professionals on how to navigate discrimination in business spaces. He returned to that same store a month later, this time not to shop, to speak, to teach, to lead. And those same guards, they had to attend. The same manager? She sat in the front row, lips tight, eyes lowered. Justice didn't always come in sirens. Sometimes it walked in quietly, in a suit, with grace. But as Marcus walked to his car after the seminar, he saw a familiar face leaning against it, arms crossed, badge barely visible under a blazer. "You don't know who you embarrassed," she whispered. "And they're not done with you." Marcus thought the worst was behind him. After being profiled and humiliated at a luxury department store, he had turned the tables. The security footage exposed the real thief, and Marcus walked into his job interview wearing the very suit he was nearly denied. He landed the position, head of community engagement for the parent company of the very store that had wronged him. Justice, it seemed, had been served. But as Marcus left the seminar on inclusivity, a familiar face leaned against his car. "You don't know who you embarrassed," she whispered. "And they're not done with you." The woman was Agent Thompson, a regional loss prevention officer. She had been present during the incident at the store, but had remained in the background. "I suggest you watch your back," she said, her tone icy. Marcus stood his ground. "Is that a threat?" "A warning," she replied, before disappearing into the night. Days later, Marcus received a call from HR. An anonymous tip had accused him of embezzlement, falsifying expense reports, and misusing company funds. Shocked, Marcus reviewed his records. Everything was in order. He had meticulously documented every transaction. But the evidence presented was damning. Altered receipts, unauthorized charges, and discrepancies in his reports. Marcus knew he was being framed. Determined to clear his name, Marcus enlisted the help of his friend, Lisa, a cybersecurity expert. Together, they uncovered a trail leading back to Agent Thompson. She had accessed Marcus's accounts and manipulated the data to implicate him. They gathered the evidence and prepared to confront the company's board. At the board meeting, Marcus presented his findings. The room was tense as he detailed the scheme against him. Agent Thompson was summoned. Faced with the evidence, she confessed. Her actions were driven by resentment and a desire to protect the store's reputation. The board was appalled. Thompson was terminated, and Marcus's name was cleared. The incident sparked a company-wide review of policies and practices. Marcus led initiatives to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. He realized that justice isn't just about personal vindication. It's about systemic change. But as Marcus prepared for a national conference on corporate accountability, he received an anonymous message. "You may have won the battle, but the war is far from over." Marcus thought the storm had passed. He had exposed the racial profiling he endured at the luxury department store. The real thief was caught, and Marcus had been vindicated. His promotion to head of community engagement signaled a new chapter. But as he prepared for a national conference on corporate accountability, a chilling message arrived. "You may have won the battle, but the war is far from over." The conference was Marcus's opportunity to spotlight systemic issues and advocate for change. His keynote address was anticipated by many, but days before the event, an anonymous email circulated among the company's executives. It contained fabricated evidence suggesting Marcus had manipulated diversity metrics to favor certain groups. The allegations were baseless, but the timing was strategic. Doubt began to creep into the minds of some board members. Determined to clear his name once more, Marcus enlisted the help of Lisa, his trusted cybersecurity expert. They traced the email's origin to a shell account linked to a private investigator known for corporate espionage. Further digging revealed that the investigator had been hired by a rival executive within the company, someone threatened by Marcus's rising influence. The evidence was compelling, but Marcus knew that confronting the issue directly could backfire. Instead of a direct confrontation, Marcus decided to let the truth reveal itself. At the conference, he delivered his keynote address, focusing on transparency, accountability, and the importance of ethical leadership. Midway through his speech, he presented a case study detailing a recent attempt to undermine corporate integrity through fabricated data and internal sabotage. As he unveiled the findings, the audience realized the case study mirrored the recent events within their own company. Gasps echoed through the hall as Marcus concluded, "Integrity isn't just about doing the right thing when it's easy. It's about standing firm when it's hard." The revelation sent shockwaves through the company. An internal audit was launched, leading to the suspension of the rival executive pending further investigation. Marcus's reputation was not only restored, but elevated. He was lauded for his composure, integrity, and commitment to truth. Marcus's journey underscored a powerful lesson. True leadership is tested in adversity. He continued to champion initiatives promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion, ensuring that the company's culture evolved beyond performative gestures. As Marcus walked off the stage, a young intern approached him, eyes shining with admiration. "Thank you," she said. "You've shown me that it's possible to rise above and make a difference." Marcus smiled, realizing that while battles may come and go, the fight for justice and integrity is ongoing and always worth it.